Bev, if you could just start us off with your overall thoughts on the game, and then we'll open it up for questions from Jackie and Tyler.
Yeah, absolutely. I think tough result. I think we started a bit slow to start the match. I thought once we gained into a rhythm into that first half, and then how we came out second half, obviously incredibly proud of the group for the second half performance. I thought we were very dominant in trying to get into our structures higher up the pitch. And obviously, you know, we need to put some chances away. I thought we created a lot. We got punished on that transitional moment. And again, it's always going to be about learning. You're either winning or you're learning. And I think it's really important that we get to this point of what we're taking away from this match. Another quick turnaround for us, riding the momentum of what we feel we did really well in second half is going to be crucial for us at this point.
Jackie or Tyler? Jackie, go ahead.
A few questions for you.
Of course.
First off, just thinking about, like you said, a lot of grit in today's game, but what are you most proud about from your team's performance?
Yeah, I think the mentality and the ability to step up knowing that we were down 2-0 pretty early on. The mentality, the want, the willingness to continue fighting, to stay together in that moment. Very proud of the group for that. Obviously, I think we can focus on starting a little bit better so that we don't put ourselves in that position, but the response is everything, isn't it? It's football. So sometimes things aren't going to go your way. The bounce isn't going to go your way, but your response is everything. So very proud of the group from the response perspective.
Yeah, and then thinking about too, and talking earlier in the week about just coaching against, you know, former colleagues.
Yeah.
What do you admire about Becky's leadership and just what she's done with this club so far?
Yeah, absolutely. I have massive amounts of respect for Becky. Her knowledge of the game, the way she teaches and how she teaches, her relationships that she looks to build to teach the game the way that she sees it, but also to teach it in a way that she knows that those particular players can understand and also execute. She's very good at the detail, and she's very good at coaching that detail. So yeah, I have a massive amount of respect with what she's doing here. What she did last year in the interim and obviously in the full-time position now. Just very much have a lot of respect for her.
Yeah. What is that like when you think about just both your journeys and where
Yeah.
you're at now?
Yeah, it's so interesting, isn't it? Such different journeys, but obviously our paths crossed at a time that was very crucial in our careers, our coaching careers, and really leaned on each other with that time spent, and really had an opportunity to kind of grow together and become obviously the coaches that we are today. And these opportunities have presented themselves at a very similar time frame for us. So yeah, it's an honor to coach alongside her today against her.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's okay. Go ahead.
Okay, last one I promise. Speaking of coaches, obviously next up you're coaching against your former coach.
Yes.
Just what kind of goes into that aspect of thinking of your role as a player and then just obviously competing against, you know, such a high level in that sense too.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's a lot of inspiration that goes into the ideas of why I've even stepped in the realm of the coaching world. And obviously, Laura Harvey's one of those. She influenced me very early on in my career, and it stuck with me. She was a piece of me wanting to continue to pursue a coaching career. So obviously, massive amount of respect there. And you know how it is when the whistle blows, you're full blown competing, aren't you? And then once the whistle's done, and the match itself is ended, you can have the conversations and catch up afterwards. But obviously, a massive amount of respect for her.
Tyler, go ahead.
Hey, Bev, how you doing?
Hey, Tyler, good. How are you?
I'm doing well. You mentioned that mentality piece, and that was something that Lauren and Taylor talked about that they felt maybe was missing in the first half. What in the team's mentality did you see in the second half that maybe wasn't there in that first half?
Yeah, I thought, you know, obviously from a response perspective, like I said, very proud of the group from that. I think it was, you know, getting pressure, and once we got tight, continuing that pressure and continuing to put them under. Once we were in a position to trap them, what was the intensity in that moment to keep them in the trapped scenario? And I felt like the response from the group was very good. Yes.
Were you surprised at all at the slow start for you guys coming off of the last match and knowing you've got two quick turnarounds coming up here?
Yeah, I mean, obviously you never predict starting off slow, right? Everything that they're doing from a preparation standpoint from their perspective, right? And then obviously what we're trying to do as a staff with the layout of the sessions, kind of the detail and what we're trying to go over. I don't think anybody wants to start out slow, do they? I think everybody works really hard to put an impact pretty early on in the match. So no, we didn't expect to start out that way. We always expect to start off on the front foot. We always expect to start off with our identity. But I know that, again, the response from the group is where my focus is going to go, because I did think for a good chunk of the game, we had some very good moments.
For sure. And some of the opportunities that came off of those, I think you mentioned there were a few missed ones. Just in terms of the finishing up top and finding maybe some more consistent goals out of your attack, what do you think needs to improve the most in that final third to put a few more in the back of the net?
Yeah, and I think goals change games, right? In any fashion that can come, they change games. And I think obviously especially second half, what we were able to create and the opportunities that we were able to create. I think in that momentum, if we're able to put one away, I think we continue to snag the momentum, don't we? So I think obviously there's games that you walk away and you're upset with or frustrated with the fact that you didn't create enough. I think we created today. And then it's just a fact, right? Goals change games. So how can we put goals away to continue to squeeze that momentum in the moment?
And then the last one for me, Angel City is not an easy place to play. You know as well as anybody that Seattle is not an easy place to play either. How big of a test do you think this is for this group's mentality and response? This was a tough loss, and it's the second straight one for you guys.
Yeah, for sure. I think obviously, as the sport itself continues to rise, which is fantastic, and more fans continue to flood the stadiums, I think it's a fantastic opportunity to use the energy towards your advantage, right? To use the energy, whether it's wanting to quiet the crowd or whether it's using the crowd's momentum to fuel you. I think it's a great opportunity for us as a team and us as individuals to use that energy and find ways to use the energy when we're not at home in front of our home crowd.
All
So
right.
thanks, Bev.
Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Yep.